everyone and happy holidays! In this video we're going to be building a log cabin that is actually going to be a family vacation rental. So what I did was that I really wanted to have a really big bedroom upstairs and have a bunch of beds. I really wanted to have 6 sims here because I am using the really big table from the free holiday pack, which actually seats 8 people. But I just wanted to add 6 chairs to it because I wasn't going to have a huge space. But I still really wanted to use that, and so what I did was that I laid this bedroom in this way so that we have these bunk beds with a double bed underneath one of them, and I actually added a toddler bed underneath one of these, just because maybe you have a family that has a toddler. You could also have a crib, but I don't have any changing tables in here. Although they are not as necessary, I do have a toddler potty, but I thought maybe a toddler would be nice because infants are a bit much in The Sims sometimes, and so I thought maybe a toddler would be doable for a vacation. So we have the bedroom upstairs and the bathroom, and then downstairs we have another bathroom. This section is going to be the kitchen, and I really liked how the tree was able to fit underneath the staircase like this. And we also have the dining room in front of the kitchen, and then a living room and a bar in that corner that is next to the bathroom. And I was very happy with the layout. I don't think that this would be very functional for a house, for a family house, but for a vacation, I think that it is really nice. And if you were to have, say, maybe 2 sims living here, it will also be a very functional house. It is, however, really heavily decorated for Christmas. So, I don't know, maybe you would like to take those down, or maybe you have a sim who just loves Christmas that much. But anyway, I will have these on the gallery if you want it in your game. Maybe you just want it for Winterfest, which you could have any day of the year. I don't know when I'm posting this because I am recording this on Christmas, so maybe I will have it tonight or maybe I will have it tomorrow. But I still really wanted to post this. Some people don't take down their tree until it's January, so yeah, I thought that it wouldn't be such a big deal. I don't know that some people take it down on Boxing Day. I mean, in my house we put the tree up on Christmas Eve, so yeah. It's been a little bit hectic. I've been recording a lot of videos. My voice got a little bit weird because of how much I've been talking. But I think I should be able to record this whole video right now, so that's what I decided to do. And I forgot to mention that this is going to be in the world of Glimmerbrook. I really wanted to have it in here because it has this like forest area and there's so many trees. The lots aren't very nice. This is an empty lot that has some landscaping, and I decided that it would be nice to keep the landscaping because it's actually it's a really nice landscaping, and I'm going to be traveling, so that's why I've been building so much and talking so much. And so I just thought that it would be nice, especially since I don't particularly enjoy the process of landscaping, and this seemed kind of natural and nice for a cabin, so I was very glad that I could keep that. And in order to have this feel like it fit this world, I decided to use the doors and windows. I tried using the really big door, and I kept that for a really long time, but eventually I just thought that it made the inside a bit cramped, so I ended up having the smaller door on both entrances to the house. I also tried to have this be based around some log cabins I've seen, but I don't know if this is very realistic. But I did really like how the rounded windows look, so yeah, that made me very happy. I also made the back porch a bit larger so that I could have a games table, and so that I could have the stairs lining up with this rock from Realm of Magic. It's like a big stone thing, and it actually isn't really affected by snow, so it does look a bit weird how the benches do have snow, but the rock doesn't, or the stone doesn't. But I decided I didn't mind, and it really looked nice with the fire pit that I was adding. And you could have roasted marshmallows on that, so I thought that was really cool. And I also didn't forget to paint the ceiling, so that was also very exciting. And I also really liked how the upstairs has this green color scheme, especially since I have one bed from Horse Ranch and the bunk beds are from the Dream Home Decorator pack, and the double bed is also from Horse Ranch, and it's not green, but it has those trees that look kind of like pine trees, so I thought that they would be really nice for the winter time. And I also did add a few Christmas decorations, so I have this mistletoe I think that's mistletoe, above one of the beds. And I also added a few wreaths, but I do that like way later in the build. And you might also notice that the bathroom is really big, so it also has a shower and a tub. And outside, I also thought that it would be nice to have I forgot what they're called, that thing where you sleep when you're out camping, a tent, that's the thing. And also some swings, so you could actually have up to 8 Sims living in here, staying in here. So maybe you would need some more seating here in the dining room, although I did add one of the high chairs, so maybe you would only have to scoot that over next to the wall and have an extra chair. But there is also a couple of bar stools, so you should be covered when it comes to having 8 Sims sleeping in this house. And I also really liked how this back porch ended up looking. I decided to have a hanging light, so I just added a spandrel. And I thought that was really cute. I also really like how the roofing on top of those areas looked. And I also thought that it would be really nice to have a few books and blankets, maybe some logs for the fireplace, and I forgot to mention that I have every item from the holiday event rewards, so I also have the frame TV and the gaming console. I did add the hedges that have the little lights and all of the wreaths. Some of that comes at the end of the build, because I just really didn't want to forget any of the other stuff that I wanted in here. So we have the skiing and like snow sports equipment from Snow Escape, and we also have umbrellas and that kind of thing. I thought that it would be really nice to have some of the furniture from Realm of Magic since we were building in that world, and I didn't think that it would be that the chairs would look right in the dining room, but I do think that this couch and the chair look nice in here, and I was able to pair those with some more seating from Horse Ranch. So I thought that really brought it all together, and there's a bunch of green in here, which was also pretty festive. And speaking of the festivities, I would like to know how you celebrate Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas, and any other holidays that you might have for the winter. In my family, we just had like dinner together, and it was a really nice day. We were just we shared a meal, and it was kind of a more special meal than we usually have. We just had a bunch of cheese and chocolate, and that was really nice. It was also a bit different because we didn't see my extended family this time, so yeah, it was just a very relaxed and normal night. But anyway, I really liked adding some candles into this dining room. I think that they look really, really nice and kind of fancy. Maybe a bit too fancy for a cabin in the woods, but I really liked how candles are a bit like old-fashioned. So I thought that was very cozy, and I also really liked adding those decorations like a garland. I added a few more hanging from the spandrels, but that also comes at the end. And I also thought that having some Christmas cards would be really nice. I think that I didn't pick the ones that are Christmassy, I picked just the ones that are more wintry. So maybe you could have these just for a winter vacation. Maybe you would still like to get rid of a few of these decorations and just leave the ones that are more just seasonal. But here is that corner where I decided to have the bar. At first I have this one, and I added the dartboard on top of that. It's the one that we also got from a rewards event, so everyone should be able to have that in their game. But I ended up changing that bar to the one from Realm of Magic because I thought that it fit this a little bit better. I really wanted to have as many items from that bag as felt correct inside of a log cabin, so hopefully that's one of them. But anyway, this is the bathroom. We just have a shower, a toilet, and a sink. A bunch of towels because this is a really big family or group. And I added a bunch of candles in every one of these rooms. I still think at this point that this living room area is a bit dark. I add some more light at some point in here, but I really wanted this to be more of a rustic kind of space. So I didn't want to have like any harsh electric light, so yeah. But I think that having it be this dark is kind of cozy. The lighting on this lot is not great. the front of the lot is often in shadows, so I also think that these screenshots are a little bit weird because of that. But I did want this to be facing the front of the lot, so yeah. Anyway, these are those candles that I mentioned go in the bathroom. And I also have a bunch of toilet paper. I was thinking that since this was probably in the middle of nowhere, you would like to have a bunch of toilet paper available, because I don't know if there's a store nearby in here. I don't think there is. And I also thought that it would be nice to have just bar soap instead of liquid soap, just to add to that more rustic feel. And these are some more candles that I wanted to have in the living room, just so that it could be a little bit brighter. This chandelier is so bright, the one in the kitchen, and I didn't want to have that in the living room because I felt that it looked like it was blocking the TV, so yeah, I just thought that it looked a bit weird. And this is going to be the kitchen. I really wanted to have this stove from Realm of Magic and that sort of antique fridge from Garage Living. And I think that this space is really nice. It does look pretty rustic. It also has the barrel trash can, so I thought that worked nicely to keep that like rustic and simple look. I think that it's a bit strange to have video games in such a space, but they also look like retro video games, so you wouldn't need internet for that or anything. And I thought about having the hanging pots in this space, but I decided to just have the aprons, because since this was for a vacation, I thought that you probably wouldn't be doing a lot of cooking. And when I stayed at Airbnbs that have a full kitchen, you open those cupboards and you see that there's like 2 different pots and pans and just very, very few dishes. And I thought that it made sense for this to not have a lot, especially since there's plenty of counter space. I really liked adding that, the hot chocolate tray. I think that's a very nice touch and very nice for filling this amount of Sims. You could also order food, but I thought that it would be nice if there was enough space for cooking in here. And now I'm just going to be adding a few of the finishing touches to this dining room. I think it came out really cozy and nice as well as the rest of the house, and I think that it's also really nice to have a picture from Realm of Magic in there. I also have the mirror from that back in the upstairs, and I also wanted it to look realistic, so I added a few trunks and stuff like that so that it looks like there's some luggage. There's only one closet in here because I was thinking that probably you wouldn't have a lot of clothing in this space if you were just taking a short vacation, so I just chose to have that. And maybe those, the ottomans that I have underneath the window have also some storage underneath them, so there's more blankets and stuff. And I also really liked having the winter sports shelf or that thing on the wall so that it would look like your Sims could also go mountain climbing. I suppose you could also have this in Mount Komorebi and actually go mountain climbing, but here I just have it for the look of it. I think that's a very nice item, and I do really like watching bouldering competitions, so I really like when I have the opportunity to use that. But yeah, now I'm just rearranging stuff so that it looks like everything fits. I added another one of those backpacks and another trunk. I decided to have that on top of the closet because that's where it fits best. I used the green swatch on that just so that it would look a bit more holiday themed. And I didn't really include much red in here because this is meant to be for resting. And I also decided that it would be nice to have a few windows on this side. I don't have any on the other side because I thought that they would look a bit weird with all of the bunk beds and the stuff that I have on that side of the bathroom. Oh, and I also added this plushie. It's a Medusa plushie from the Free Holiday pack. If you didn't know, there's a collection included with that pack that has a bunch of plushies, and they are very cute. They're also very nice and a great way to decorate children's rooms if you don't have a lot of packs with that kind of item. But this is the bathroom. It has everything that you would need. I actually accidentally added a toilet paper roll next to the shower. I was just grabbing it so that I would remember to add it next to the toilet and that I didn't have to do so much scrolling. But I think that it got a bit lost with this brick wall or this stone wall, and I forgot about it. Then I realized that I didn't know where it was, and I still thought that I remembered that I had grabbed it, but I couldn't find it, so I grabbed another one, and you will see it in the screenshots, but I will make sure to take it out from the version of this that I'm going to have in the gallery. Oh, by the way, if I haven't mentioned it yet, this build is going to be on the gallery. My ID is Veranjo, so that you can find it more easily. I'm going to also have it linked down in the description for you. But yeah, I'm just going to be adding the finishing touches to this bathroom. I have even more candles in this space, the same mirror from Realm of Magic that I have in the downstairs, and also a bath mat. This is from the base game and it's meant to be like for infants, but I thought it was nice that it had a few snowy mountains. I still don't know if I really like it here, but I think that it's a bit of a different item to have, and I don't really use that very often. But anyway, outside I just added a few items like this sun clock, I think you call it. That's from Werewolves, as well as the mailbox that I decided to have, and this is where I'm going to be adding those hedges with the Christmas lights. And I also did add a little bit of the rain paint, though I don't really show that because it's got snow and I have no idea how this is going to look like when there isn't any snow. So yeah, I was imagining that this was just for the winter, so maybe the terrain paint does look a bit weird, and I'm sorry about that if that's the case. But since I wasn't able to add the same hedge on the front of this build, even size down it looked weird, I decided to have some more of these low-lying flowers. I think they're flowers, you can't really tell in the winter. So hopefully it didn't look as perfect and manicured, because this was again supposed to be in the middle of nowhere. But now I'm just going to be adding those wreaths that I had almost forgotten about. They are very cute. I like that there's one with a freezer bunnies that has a bit of a different color scheme, and there's one that is golden, so it can look nice in a few different areas in here. I'm going to be changing out that bar, adding more pillows because I wanted to have more stuff from the event rewards, and just some more bottles here in the bar. These are from Life and Death, and I think they're really cool, but I often forget to add those. But I think this is going to be the end of the build. I'm just going to be adding those garlands that I had mentioned. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a very nice holiday season. Let me know if you still have your tree up or if you take it down immediately after Christmas. I'm just going to get my sim to turn on the tree and add a skirt so that you don't see all of those boxes underneath it. I thought that it was nice to show that. But yeah, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye everyone!